What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Josh Thomas, aka DFS up north with the Sharp app here for another outright betting preview for the Northern Trust, the first event of the FedEx Cup playoff. What up, everybody? Again, it's your boy, Josh Thomas here, talking about the Northern Trust. This is the first event of the FedEx Cup playoffs. We have the top 125 golfers in the field. Actually, pause, the top 124. Louis Oosthuizen has decided, hey, I'm not going to play last week. I ain't going to play this week either. So he is out. So we have the top 124 in the FedEx Cup playoff standings, looking to tee it up this week at Liberty National Golf Club in just outside of New York City, just in New Jersey, right? On the site of a former landfill. So it's a fun event. There's a lot on the line here. Guys are trying to get into the top 70 in the FedEx Cup point standings. That doesn't necessarily mean that they have to make the cut this week to get there. But obviously, if you are in that 125 to 70 range, you pretty much have to be able to move up the board. So we're going to take that into account a little bit when we look at our betting strategy this week. But first, let's recap the Wyndham. And boy, oh boy, did I get smacked. All right. Louis withdrew, who was really confident in, and it just seemed like from there, things sort of went downhill. So, total return in outrights and place bets was minus 3.8. That was very close to being a little bit smaller. Jason Duffner just missed out on a top 20 bet, but it was a tough week. My total return in head-to-head groups in rounds 1 through 4 was 0.45 units. So my return for the week was minus 3.36 units. And you got to own that sometimes. And for me, what I like to do is if I'm looking at it and I'm going, okay, I've kind of got smacked on outrights and place bets. I haven't hit an outright in a while. You know what? I'm going to scale back a little here and find my groove again, and really just try to put more money on things that, I've seen myself be successful at. I've had, I think almost 10 weeks in a row here of strong positive returns in head-to-head and group and round bets. So I'm gonna allocate more of my money there over the next couple of weeks to try to build that bankroll back up a little bit. And I'm still gonna be making my outrights and my place bets and things like that. But you're gonna see today I'm gonna have one less outright bet. And you know what? I'm just gonna keep. You got to be smart with your bankroll. Sometimes I feel like guys get into I don't want to say slumps. I got smacked last week. That was my first real two weeks in a row here that I've had negative returns. It was small one 2 weeks ago, big one this week, right? Guys tend to chase that sometimes, and they will try to pump more money into it, okay, maybe instead of I gotta get this back, instead of a half unit bet, I'm gonna bump it up to a full unit. No, fuck that. Like, you can't. That's what bad bettors do, right? So just reevaluate. Maybe shift some of what you're doing around, but I'm not going to be chasing. I'm not playing, 3 units on somebody to win this week, or, in a head-to-head bet, I'm going to, bet 3 units on it, try to get some of this back. Like, it's a process. Golf is almost an every single weekend event, right? For the entire year, there's 40 events during the season. So it's a long road, and you got to look at it sometimes from a macro point of view. So again, not a great week for me, but hey, we're gonna get it back this week at Liberty National. Gosh, Rory looks good there. 36-35, par 71, yardage is 74-10. It ain't going to play 74-10. They did move back some of the tee boxes in some places, but I would imagine we see this play more around 72, 7,300. It's a Bob Cup and Tom Kite design in 2006. Like I said, they took over an old dump ground in just on the other side of New York City in New Jersey, and turned it into a golf course. And they like to call it an American links style golf course, meaning that there's not a lot of trees. Obviously, it's exposed to the wind. There's fescue, there's rolling, undulation. You're not going to get a real flat lie. It's not links. It's not. I don't know. It's just it's a seaside course, I guess, is the best way to put it. Bent grass here. We've been playing on Bermuda last week, so we get a return to bent grass. Because it's a link style, we get low mo, meaning that they get a first cut of rough at 1.25, which really isn't that long, and then a secondary at 3 inches. sand bunkers 98. There's lots of bunkers here. Water hazards 13. They're in play on 12 holes. You can make a big number here. Bogey avoidance is actually one of the stats that I am going to be looking at this week when I'm trying to pick golfers, whether for DFS or betting. You need to take into account guys who just avoid bogeys, and you really want to look at, especially when we kind of look at the history here, guys who find fairways and greens. You can basically take apart this course in two different ways. You can be a really good tee to green player. You can have a really good short game. Anything in between, you're going to struggle a little bit. All right. So again, I talked about how I allocate my money, right? Typically in a typical week, I'm betting 4 to 5 units outrights, 1 to 2 units, 4 round head-to-head matchups, 1 to 1.5. So what I'm going to do this week is I'm actually going to drop those a little bit, right? And increase my head-to-head exposure, right? T5, T10, 1 to 1.5 units. First round leader group betting exotics. Again, I got skunked on first round leaders last week, and I wasn't going to bet them, and then Louis withdrew, and look what happened. I chased, right? I chased. I allocated that money elsewhere, and it wasn't the best decision. So my 3 outright bets this week are starting off at 38 to 1. Paul Casey. I said on Twitter earlier today, I'm just going to bet gutless Europeans here because I feel like this is a great course for them. But really, when you look at it, there's not many people in the world who have played better than Paul Casey over the last 2 months, and not one. He's a tee to green monster. Bent grass is his best surface. His iron play has been really sneaky good. Like if Colin Morikawa wasn't having a Tiger-esque type season with his irons, we would be drooling about Paul Casey right now. I really think this is a great course fit for him. He tends this seems like it's a narrative. I don't like to draw on narratives, but this feels like the type of event that he could win. An event, especially if the weather gets maybe nasty, or we really have to hit fairways and greens more so than what I already think is going to be a big deal. So I just love Casey this week. I think this 38 number is great. He's 28 or 30 on other sites. FanDuel's given us some love this week with some nice numbers on outrights. So it's a half unit there for me. I'm going to put a 0.3 unit bet on a top 5 at 550 plus 550. So I love Casey this week. I think that he's a great bet. Secondly, this is not a bet that I love. All right. This is a FOMO bet. All right. Adam Scott honestly probably should be 60 to 70 to 1 here, but he played really well last week. And, just even if he would have played okay, he still probably would have been like 55, given his history here. He's played really well here over the years. He's won. He's finished in the top 10 twice. So he just seems to play well at Liberty National. And then you add in the fact that he looked outstanding last week. On Sunday, his iron play was unbelievable. Now, he likely needs to win by heading into the 72nd hole by 2 or 3 strokes, just because I want to give this guy as many putts as he can. Those 4-footers under pressure, and he gets this. Adam Scott gets this rap as a bad putter. He's a great putter. Over the last, I don't have it up right now, but yeah, he's gained strokes putting over like 10 events in a row. So he's a sneaky, really good putter. And the one thing that he also does a nice job of is avoiding bogeys. I think the plus 350 top 10 number is outstanding on Scott here. So it's a 4.4 unit bet at 43 to 1. Again, on FanDuel, they're giving us some just the nuts over there this week. And plus 350 top 10. And finally, my third and final outright. At this point, we may add a few more, but again, that'll be exclusive to members of the Sharp app, and we'll put those in our coaches picks for you. So if you're not a member of the Sharp app, go to sharpbets.app and sign up today. Kevin Streelman is the third guy here, and for me, this is more of a trust my model type of bet. He just rates out really. I think he's second in my model right now. And anytime as I change variables, things like that, he just keeps showing up. So that tells me that if I'm right about what I'm looking for, then Streelman's going to play really well here. He's a terrible putter, but again, terrible putters have won here before. He's got an MC here back in 2019, meaning that he missed the cut, but he had a really bad first round and then came back and shot 68 in round 2, which was one of the better rounds of the day. So just barely missed the cut. He's been steady all season when he's hitting greens. If he is hitting greens, he is going to be in great shape. And what I love about Streelman is that he can make birdies, but he doesn't necessarily rate out well for me in a birdie fest. And I don't think we're going to see a birdie fest here. I think we're going to see 14-15 win. We're not going to see a 22 or 23 like last week. So 12 or 120 to 1 here. It's just a small 0.2 unit bet, pizza party bet, as somebody said in the Sharp app Discord the other day. And then plus 400 top 20. All right, 0.3 units there. I think that's a much better bet. The plus 400 here. We're trying to win back 1.2 units. And finally, a place bet that I've got a real good feeling about is Brian Stewart. So I'm not betting Brian Stewart to win this, but I have a top 20 and a top 10 bet in on Stewart. He's just been playing some great golf lately. He's got I think 4 straight top 15 finishes. Yeah, 4 straight top 15 finishes. He hits a ton of fairways and greens, which you need to do here. He played here in 2019 and 2013. He was 52nd in 2019, but he had a brutal Sunday 76. He was sitting in the top 20. Just 1,000 to 1 or 10 to 1 here on top 20 bet. That's a great bet for me. 0.3 units, and then plus 2,500 top 10.2 units for me on Stewart as well. So I got the 3 outrights this week. Again, we've only got about 1.1 units in play here, a little bit lower than normal because again, I've just been getting smacked around here. So I'm gonna pick my spots. I'm not gonna force guys in, right? And then my top 5, top 20, top 10 bets. I've got 0.3, 0.9. I'm bad at math. 1.3 units on place bets as well. So again, we're going to get it back this week. Golf's a long season, and I appreciate you guys being there for us, and make sure that, again, our bread and butter has been those head-to-head bets, but you got to be a member of the Sharp app to get access to them. Go to sharpbets.app.com or look for us in the App Store today to find out how you can become a member with us. Thanks, guys.